say, organized, nonviolent resistance is a most powerful weapon. I think it should apply in every situation in the world where individuals seek to break loose from the bondage of some totalitarian regime or from the system which we confront in America.
We have enough evidence to prove conclusively that violence only breeds more violence.
I was born into the civil war in Sri Lanka. And many of my generation, we went to school saying goodbye to our parents, not sure if we would come back.
I was born during the civil war, and I lost so many of my relatives.
There are attacks every week. Recently in Kabul, we faced like 3 attacks in 1 week.
My motivation to be part of Global Unite stems from the chaos of 11 September 2009 that unfolded around me. Violence, gunfire, and chants of Olwarero Tubamareo. Today, let's finish them.
969 in Myanmar, 18th Street Gang and so many gangs across the states, Boko Haram in Nigeria, MS-13 in Central America, M23 in Congo, and ISIS in the Middle East are all organizations that thrive on manipulating and brainwashing young people to pursue their agendas. As we look around the world, it's pretty obvious that this is a strategy, widespread. And so we created this movement named Sri Lanka Unites. Young leaders from across the country brought them together. And we found out that over 70% of our youth didn't have a friend outside their ethnicity. And as they met each other, they were amazed. And they said, wow, all my life I thought these were monsters.
When Sri Lanka's civil war ends, Prashant and Sri Lanka Unites take their work outside of the country for the first time by collaboratively creating Congo Unites.
The topic for today is exposing the divide. As a generation, or especially this generation, was born into an entangled, messed up situation. And trying to work as one cohesive unit, they have the capacity to untangle.
When you talk about trying to create a movement within a country, in the midst of so much uncertainty, you can wait for the perfect time, and that time may never come. You have to start impacting key, influential young leaders now, because they're growing out of their capacity to hope.
The roots of these conflicts are the same no matter where you are. And it just so happens that in some of these countries where the expression for the conflicts happens to be violence, the expression of these conflicts cause massive damage.
If you look at mass movements, those that relied primarily on nonviolent methods have about a 2-to-1 success advantage. That means they succeeded about half the time, and the armed campaigns succeeded about 25% of the time.
Nonviolent movements are not only morally superior, but are more effective.
There is always something good that can be done by people on the ground that are equipped to do so.
It was a fight between Congo, Rwanda, and Burundi military. There were soldiers hiding in a shop. My husband and I were leaving when the soldiers captured us. We went back to the house, and they took everything we had. They put me on the ground and put the gun to my head. After that, they started cutting up my husband. They cut him up like how you would slaughter a goat. My husband was still alive. And he said to me, "They have cut me up. Just let them kill me."
This is the powerful journey of young leaders transforming conflict into peace. Through Global Unites, these individuals have taken on the most pressing challenges in their countries, armed only with their grit and belief in peace, love, and unity.
It's really so much called for to have this kind of movement to preach peace, to preach nonviolence, to groom leaders who are going to change the next generation and make this world a better place.
Fatima, like Robert, was no stranger to conflict. Growing up in Pakistan, she saw how extremism began to rise unchecked, threatening the future of her country.
We got together to set up a youth movement in Pakistan to counter the rise of extremism.
In Afghanistan, Balkis faced a nation ravaged by war and division.
So the change is coming through peaceful negotiations with each other between Afghans themselves. And these can come through initiating debate clubs, talk with each other, argue in a peaceful ways, and convey their opinions without hitting each other.
If I were to dream what could possibly happen with Israel Unites within the Israeli context, it would definitely be to bring together the different groups within Israel that have somehow forgotten that they're brothers, and to have reconciliation be part of the conversation.
So we are trying to see how best can we equip the youth to deal with all those types of conflicts. We give them the tools to be able to engage with their conflicts, with their context.
Though, through the concept of conflict transformation, we counter youth radicalization with empowerment, giving the youth second option of nonviolence while addressing the root causes of problems that affect their communities.
After learning more about personal leadership and empathy at the Leadership Summit, Arnie was transformed.
First time I'd met singular friends and Muslim friends, it has changed my entire life. I felt we are one people, we are in a human race, but we are divided by religious and ethnic, and because of our phobias. That day, I said sorry for all the Sinhalese and Muslim communities.
I am a member of the tribe responsible for this violence. I have to speak because I can't ignore what I just heard. This is a mother, like the one who gave birth to me. I want to apologize in the name of my tribe. On behalf of my people and my tribe, in the name of the Tutsi tribe, we ignored your value. Now we want to recognize your value and honor you as a woman. We lost sight that we are all creatures of God. Now I understand what I didn't understand before. In my own name and in the name of all these perpetrators, I ask you to forgive. I know it's not easy to forgive. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It means stopping the cycle of violence. Please forgive us. I ask my sister to forgive me.
This is the same reality for all of us born into war zones and conflict zones. For generations, it's been revenge against revenge. We hit it, they hit back. Until you have a wise generation that says, enough is enough, it ends with me.
Change is not going to happen overnight. It's going to require a generation that has a vision to transform their country. They work together across communal lines. They have a vision and they strive together, and they ensure that they're not going to halt progress by another cycle of violence.
We are providing infrastructure for smaller country movements and giving them tools to begin transformation and conflict transformation, peace building, entrepreneurship that's focused for social change.
It's not enough for me to sit in kind of the ivory tower and find new information based on the lived experiences of these people that I'm then translating into like large-scale findings, and then not try to find where the people are trying to put these things to use and try to share what others have learned.
We need to find a common ground, despite our past. We need to find a way to live our future together. Now we need to go to war for peace.
To me, if you're looking to apply your investment into a cause, into a social cause that can make an impact, I believe that Global Unite is like, investing in, the next high-tech startup that's about to make a huge impact in the world.
I have spent my life trying to serve my country and our world, dreaming of peace and a future where children won't grow up in fear like I did. And now as I hold my newborn son in my arms, I look at him with hope. Hope that the world we're building will be a better place for him, for all our children. They deserve better, and it is our responsibility to serve them well.